What's up, Wise Flyers? David here. I'm going to give you the best starter cards of 2020 if you have no credit or low credit. Before we get started with the starter cards, I just want to mention one thing about credit cards in general, that credit cards are just a tool and they shouldn't be looked at as anything else. It's a tool to get the things you want in life. If your plan is to get a credit card to spend money that you don't have, to buy things that you don't need, to impress people that don't care, then credit cards are not for you, and I don't recommend getting any credit cards yet. But if your goal is to get credit cards to better your life, as in increase your credit score to get better rates on mortgages, car loans, or if you want to just get a bunch of free stuff in life like travel rewards, cash back, then this is definitely the right video for you and the right channel. So the number one thing when it comes to credit cards is you always want to pay off your bill in full every single month. Don't listen to the people who say you should leave a little bit of a balance because it'll help increase your credit score more. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't think it's worth paying any interest just to have your credit score go up a little bit. Just don't pay any interest, pay it in full every single month. The banks have more than enough money and you don't need to pay them any more in interest fees. So let's get started with the no credit or poor credit card options. So if you've made any financial mistakes in the past, as we all have, it happens. We're not always taught the right strategies or practices in the beginning years of our life, so we do make mistakes, including myself. If you ever made a financial mistake, put it down in the comments below. We're not all perfect, we've all made mistakes. Or if you're just starting out with credit cards and you have no credit whatsoever, these are the best 3 credit card options here. So you're gonna have to go for secured credit cards first. The difference between secured credit cards, unsecured credit cards, basically a secured credit card, you have to offer up some collateral in order to put spend on those cards. The banks aren't gonna give you a big credit limit or a credit limit at all if they think that you're not gonna pay them back. So with secured credit cards, you're gonna have to put a deposit down, and basically your credit limit is whatever deposit you put down. And I know because of whatever situation you're in, it may feel like it doesn't make sense to deposit money in order to spend your own money on a credit card. The reason why secured credit cards are very valuable is because they're gonna help you build credit so that you can get better credit cards in the future. And some of these cards, you could turn it from a secured credit card into an unsecured credit card. Unsecured credit cards are basically all the credit cards that you hear about, Chase, most Chase cards, Amex cards, that they're gonna give you a credit limit of $1,000 up to $30,000 on one card, and the banks are expecting that you're gonna pay back that credit limit, whatever you spend. Now, there are a lot of shady unsecured credit cards out there that I think take advantage of people in desperate situations who are trying to build credit. Now, I'm gonna give you the 3 best ones. First, let's talk about the Discover It secured card. So probably one of the only secured cards that's gonna give you cash back and actually match the spending that you do for the year. So you are gonna get a refundable deposit whenever you get this card. You put a deposit in, and when this card converts over to an unsecured card, or if you close out the account, you get that deposit back, or whenever you want. So you're gonna get 2% cash back at restaurants and gas stations. It's gonna be 1% everywhere else. And Discover offers the option to give you a bonus in the form of doubling any cashback rewards you earn within the first year of account opening. So let's break this down a little more. When it comes to the refundable deposit, it's gonna be a minimum of $200, and any purchases that you make on the card, it's gonna be the $200 that you put on, and it could be a max of $2,500. Now, the great thing about this is that it's gonna report to all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, every time you pay off the card every month. So for the first 8 months, it's gonna report to every single of those 3 credit bureaus, so you wanna make sure you're paying it in full every single month. And then after those 8 months, if Discover sees that you've been a good customer, you've been paying your bills in full, and they wanna have you on an unsecured card, they could actually convert it over to an unsecured credit card. Then you have a real credit card, you get your refundable deposit back, and then you're borrowing money, or in theory borrowing money from Discover. So then you'll have a credit limit of, let's say, $1,000 to start out, and you don't need to put your own money up front to get that $1,000 credit limit. Now, when it comes to that 2% cash back on restaurants and gas stations, so this is up to $1,000 and spend every 3 months or every quarter. So that means $1,000 spent is going to give you $20 back, cash back, every 3 months. Next secured credit card is going to be the CITI secured card. So this is another secured card very similar to the Discover card. You're going to have to put a minimum of a $200 deposit down. You're not going to get any points back, any benefits like that. But the benefit of getting a CITI secured card is that you're starting a relationship with Citibank. And Citibank has some pretty good travel rewards cards, cash back cards. So if you start this relationship with Citi now and you keep this card, then later on you could get better Citi credit cards. Next secured card is going to be the Capital One Platinum secured card. So benefits of this card is similar to the other two cards, no annual fee, but it does require at least a $200 minimum deposit. You're going to use your own credit limit, which is your $200 for the first 5 months. And of 5 months of reporting to all 3 credit bureaus, they're actually going to increase your credit limit, assuming you're doing everything the right way. When they increase your credit limit, it may not be the highest, but at least it's going to help you build your credit score. The great thing about the Platinum card is that whenever you reach to that next point, your credit score is higher, you could actually convert this card or product change this card to a Capital One Quicksilver card, which will earn you 1.5% cash back on every single purchase with no caps. So this card, the Platinum card, gives a great upgrade option to get more points, and you don't have to get other credit cards. You could just keep this card, then get the Quicksilver card next to earn some cash back. Now, once you're past the secured credit card stage, I'm going to walk you into the next best starter cards if you want to start to earn miles and points to get a bunch of free stuff in life. So the first card that you want to get is one that's going to earn you a lot more points or miles per dollar spent. I think probably the 2 best options here would be the Discover It cashback or the Chase Freedom card. So both of these cards are very similar. You're going to earn 5% cash back in certain bonus categories that change every 3 months. So if your score is in the mid to low 600s, then you'll be eligible to get either one of these credit cards, and they both have no annual fee. A great introduction to start using credit cards to earn points and miles to get either cash back, or if you want to get miles for flights or points for hotels. There's a lot of different options here. The only issue with these 5% earning cards is that the 5% is capped at a certain amount every quarter, and these bonus categories of 5% are going to change every 3 months. So if you don't spend money in a certain category that qualifies for 5%, then these cards may not be worth it. And it may be a little bit of a headache to try to chase after these categories that you normally don't spend just to get that 5%. An option to this for both Discover and Chase would be the Discover It Miles card and the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. Both of these cards are very similar as well. With the Discover It Miles card, even though it says miles, but really they're just points, you're gonna earn 1.5% back on every single transaction that you make. Same with the Chase Freedom Unlimited. You're gonna earn 1.5% back on every single transaction you make with no cap or limits to either one of these and still no annual fee. The unique benefit to the Discover It Miles card though is that they're gonna match every point that you earn in the first year. They're going to double it. So basically that 1.5% cash back on every single transaction is going to turn into 3% cash back on every single transaction you make, no cap, for the very first year. Now, once you get either one of these starter cards, what happens next is really going to depend on your priorities. If you're going for cash back, then you're probably going to go for a couple of different cash back credit cards. Maybe even just one cashback credit card is all you need just to get enough money for the purchases that you're gonna make anyway. If you wanna go the travel rewards route, then it's gonna be a little bit of a different strategy. So when it comes to travel rewards, you're gonna go for cards that may have a big sign-up offer. Just from one sign-up bonus alone, which means you spend a certain amount of money on the card within 3 months, then you get a big bonus of points or miles. For example, probably one of the best starter cards you could get, but your credit score needs to be at least a 700 or higher, it's gonna be the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. You're gonna earn 60,000 Chase points after spending $4,000 in 3 months with an annual fee of $95. Even though you may get into that realm of travel rewards cards, paying an annual fee of $95 is gonna yield you $750 in value just from that sign-up bonus alone if you use it towards airfare. And when you get into the travel rewards card realm, sometimes it can be a little addicting. You may want to get multiple credit cards because you see once after you get your first flight that's for free with the points that you get from a sign-up offer, that's when you want to get another one and another one. But you have to be very cautious with this. You have to have strategy. Once again, you don't want to spend more money that you don't have, especially if you're trying to go for a sign-up offer and try to hit a high minimum spend. There are over 30 different travel credit cards that you could go for between Amex, Chase, CITI, Barclays, Capital One. There's a bunch of them. So there's certain ones you want to go for first though, if you plan on getting multiple credit cards and get multiple points and miles for your travel goals. If you do foresee yourself wanting to get more travel credit cards, then ideally you're gonna want to start with the Chase credit cards first. I'm not gonna go into the specifics why in this video, but if you wanna learn more about the strategy with getting Chase credit cards and which credit cards you should get first, I have a video right here of how to get started with Chase credit cards and travel cards. You could click that now, or you could click this beginner playlist of how to get started with travel credit cards. Click either one of those now, and I'll see you in the next video.